All right, I am going to call the meeting to order. This is the Committee on Special Legislation. The date is Monday, February 1st, 2021. And Nancy, can we have the roll call, please?
Chairwoman Fogarty.
Here.
First Vice Chairwoman Grace Diaz. Second Vice Chair Bernard Hawkins. Representative Karen Alzadi.
Just speak up a little bit, Anthony.
Rep. Alzati is present. Hey.
You're gonna have to bear with me. I'm changing hearing aid batteries.
I can't hear.
Anthony, I heard my name and I heard Karen Alzate. I didn't really hear anybody else's name.
I don't think this. It's on?
Do you have a microphone, Anthony?
Yes. Representative Joshua Geraldo.
I am present.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Brianna E. Henrys.
Present.
Representative Kathleen Kazarian.
Present.
Representative Rebecca M. Kislek.
Present.
Representative John J. Lombardi.
Present.
Representative Ramon A. Perez. Representative Justin Price. And Representative Deborah Ruggiero.
Present.
Thank you. We do have a quorum.
Hi, guys, it's Representative Fenton-Fung. I don't know, I can't hear roll call very well over there. Just to mark me present, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
So
This is the State House. Can you hear us okay over here?
I know that there is a quorum. Okay, and so I understand there's some technical issues that occurred at the Corporations Committee hearing earlier this afternoon. And I know this is our first virtual, this is really the State House second virtual meeting today. And there's a lot of kinks as we've just gone through, just getting ourselves marked as present. So bear with us as we work through this. And if anybody has a question, it's my intention that everybody has a chance to speak. And I can see pretty much everybody here. So if I don't hear you, if we have a sound issue, just wave to me that you want to speak or ask a question. I will certainly make sure that I see you and you will be recognized to speak. So we'll get going. Yes.
Bernie Hawkins, I just want to be marked present.
Okay. Anthony, did you get that Bernie Hawkins is here? He must be calling in on his phone. Representative Hawkins is here. Okay. All right, you will be marked as present. Thank you, Representative Hawkins.
Thank you.
Okay, so first I need a motion to hold all bills
You're breaking up.
for study. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
So moved.
All right, motion by Representative Kazarian and so moved by Sam Azzinaro. I heard somebody. All right. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Any nays? Nope. All right. Excuse me. We will continue on with the bills. First, we are going to hear House Bill 5123 by Representative Bennett. And this is an act regarding to state affairs and committee for state emblems, and it's to designate the music genre of rhythm and blues as a state music. Representative Bennett is with us this evening, and Representative, you have the floor. And welcome.
Okay.
Unmute yourself, Representative Bennett.
How's that? Is that okay? Can you hear me?
That's fine. I can hear you now.
Thank you. This bill was given to me by a gentleman named Cleveland Kurtz. He is the president of the Rhode Island Rhythm and Blues Preservation Society. Rhythm and Blues has a lot of history here in Rhode Island. Back in the day, when blues was popular, they wanted to make it more danceable and listenable, so they added a rhythm. Blake Felipe's father, Paul Felipe, had a nightclub in Providence called The Celebrity. He brought in live acts and allowed people to start going to this type of venue. Out of this venue, rock and roll, jazz, country western, funk, soul, they all came out of rhythm and blues. Marvin Gaye, rhythm and blues. Al Green, rhythm and blues. Funk, Earth, Wind and Fire, Sly and the Family Stone. Rock, Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, a lot of bands, you know most of them. It's got a lot of history in the state, but it was one of the first venues that actually brought people together. You know, black and white, and it was a really good thing for Rhode Island. What we're trying to do is get this to be the state music. Like blues is Louisiana and New Orleans. They have those as theirs.
Well, we're supposed to vote. That was for the attendance.
I think it would be great to have this done. In front of you, you should have a letter from Cleveland Kurtz, and it tells you a history. I'm not going to read it. It tells you a history and you know how it would go, like Chan's and Woonsocket. I've seen some very good bands at Chan's. I've seen Joe Bonamassa. A lot of good bands. I think this would be great. 1950, that was Blake Felipe's father. I think that's pretty cool right there. But I'll answer any questions you have for me. I can go on and on about music. I'm a musician myself. I'm a drummer. That's how I lost my hearing. Was playing in a rock band. And back then we didn't have earplugs. The louder we were, the better we were. So, but it was a lot of fun. I'm free to take questions, Chairwoman.
Are there any questions for Representative Bennett?
Yeah, Chairwoman Fogarty. Thank you. Rep Bennett, I appreciate that letter and I appreciate your love for music and whatnot. I've never associated Rhode Island with R&B before, and so it's kind of a stretch for me here a little bit too. I look at like the top radio stations in town, and they're more actually. I think Cat Country is the biggest rated radio station. So I'm trying to figure out from you, outside of these few venues here, what really makes you think of Rhode Island when it comes to R&B? I asked other people in the music industry, and they didn't really know the connection either. So I was hoping you could expand on that for me.
Well, it's our history. It's our history. It's one of the first venues to bring the black culture and the white culture together, and now Latinos come into the culture, and it's been the history. Like you look at rock and roll's been around since the 50s also, but that grew out of rhythm and blues. All your big music come out of rhythm and blues, and I feel that because the Celebrity Club and other small venues around the state started this, and I think they were one of the first ones in the country to start it. And it's important to our heritage, and we should always take it's like calamari for a state emblem. That's been here. That's where we make our money. The fishermen make their money. Is the calamari factories down in Quonset, and Narragansett. This music has been all over Rhode Island. If you look at the letter, it's been in Westerly. This is back in the 50s. And, music brings people together. And, some of my friends have said, why don't you do rock and roll? Or why don't you do jazz? Because of the Newport Jazz Festival. This music has come from rhythm and blues. So that is the base. I mean, even folk, country, western, folk music, a lot of rhythm and blues. So that's my answer, Representative.
Yep, I appreciate that greatly. Do we still have an R&B festival here in the state?
Yes.
Yes.
It's still running? Okay, all right.
Yes. You want me to read?
You.
You want me to read them, too?
No. I remember at one point there was an R&B festival, especially I believe it was in Newport, so I just wanted to make sure. But yeah.
Yeah, it's in Newport.
Okay, I didn't know if it was still running. Okay, thank you very much, Rep. I appreciate it.
I do believe they do a smaller version down here in Charleston, the Charleston area too. So, and I know from your letter, from Mr. Cleveland Kurtz's letter mentioning Blake Felipe's father's club. My father had attended that. The first time he met Representative Felipe, he mentioned about his father in that club. So that's just a small little tie-in about Rhode Island, I guess. And I appreciate his letter, and I thank you for your testimony. Unless there's any other questions for Representative Bennett. Oh, Representative Azzinaro has a question.
Good evening, everyone. Just to piggyback onto Dave Bennett's request here on this bill, if you've ever been down to Misquamicut, where we have tunes on the dunes and blues on the beach. Blues on the beach draws, they normally about 7 weeks of the summer. They play right at the town beach. It draws about 2,000 to 3,000 people that sit out on the beach and listen to this music. It is incredible. I'm a rock and roll person, but I know what Dave Bennett is what he's saying is true. The rock and roll started with the rhythm and blues. So I think it's a great idea. I never thought of that, but I think it goes well with Rhode Island. I think of one group, the Room Full of Blues. There you go. And Al Copley and I could go on if I could remember them all. But no, I think it's a good idea, and I like it. So thank you, David, for putting this up.
Thank you.
And thank you to Mr. Cleveland Kurtz for sending us the letter, and he is in the affirmative. John Lombardi has a question. Representative Lombardi.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and the members of the committee. It's funny you date yourself, Representative Bennett. Now, you know that this place was in Randall Square. You're aware of that, correct?
No, I don't. No.
Well, it was in Randall Square, and I'm going to tell you how old I am. So they had one of the best bartenders in the world. His name was Billy. I think it was Billy Blue. And they had a guy that, I think they had a security guy, and they used to call him Wacko. I don't remember his real name, but you can enjoy your inferences from that. But no, all seriousness, rhythm and blues is certainly, personally, I'm an acid rock guy, but that's beside the point. Just joking. Rhythm and blues certainly has a place there, and you're right. That was, we probably learned a lot from that place today, because you are right. That is one of the first venues to truly merge the black community and the white community. You're 1,000% correct, and a lot of great groups played out of there. I think even Sammy Davis may have played there at one time. Don't ask me how I know these things, because I'm only 29 years old. And I think it's good. I think just to even talk about it really warms my heart, and I want to commend you for talking about this. So thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Representative. Another thing you got to look at too. We're a country that was divided for a while, and we're starting to get back together. Our connection and our history with our black brothers and sisters, our Latino brothers and sisters, all cultures. We need to emphasize that now. I know we got a long ways to go, but rhythm and blues still unites people of different genres and different colors, and that's what makes it special. My band was a heavy metal band. We didn't have a lot of black people at our bands, come out to see our band. But when we play Jimi Hendrix and stuff, that would bring in the different types of people. And as we got better, we drew in a larger variety of people, and we did that on purpose. We did that on purpose to expand our music. But we played a lot of rhythm and blues. The Beatles, a lot of that is based on rhythm and blues from the United States.
Elvis Presley, too. So, any more questions for Representative Bennett? No? Hearing none, I will close the hearing. House Bill 5123. Thank you, Representative Bennett, for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.